Okay, welcome everybody, Quantum University. It's a very exciting day. For us, it's a milestone in the history of Quantum University and about this launching of Exponential Healthcare. This is very unique for us to be able to offer to our students this new possibilities. This event will be hosted by Kelina Henning, which is our Director of Admission and Alumni Service. And we will have also a very special guest, Dr. Rachel Dew, which is a double certified Doctor of Natural Medicine and Integrative Medicine, 5-time author, 20 years of health professional coaching. So, and on and on. And I guess also our host, Kelina, will add some of her credentials. This is today, for me, a dream coming true for all Quantum University. Why? Because we are after a month of work offering to our students what I call a sophisticated digital coaching environment in this era of digital medicine. So what this means? So our host will, and with Dr. Rachel, they will go to all the feature of this unique platform. And it's particular because this happened at this moment where this is the fastest growing field in the industry of healthcare. This virtual digital platform is unique because what? Because tailored accordingly to the concept of health potential. And you know how this concept is dear to me. They're not talking about health, not disease. And this is also what we're teaching at Quantum University. We're teaching also element of quantum physics, holistic medicine, and these elements will be also integrated in this platform that make the exponential healthcare very unique. In some ways, like your way to prolong yourself, what you have learned, and put it in application. The digital monitoring integrate what we call today the monitoring health potential, what I call scaling health, a major and unique advantage again for exponential healthcare. And what means scaling? Scaling is like we have integrate the digital monitoring apps into this platform. This will be explained later on. And this is why today I can proclaim this new era for holistic healthcare. I mentioned holistic healthcare for a healthcare center on the health and down of digital holistic medicine. So this is this new turnkey telehealth solution where you could already be thriving and earning income in less than 6 months. And this is another concept we have at the Quantum University. So the enrolled student, then prepare them to be on the field as quick as possible. And as you evolve toward your degree, PG, integrative medicine, natural medicine, and even to the holistic medicine, you can already earn income quickly. And it's very important in this, as you know, in this economic context. If you are already a student, check please, and we will have all these link on the page with the tech support of Exponential Healthcare. As an alumni, you can get an advantage of a promo of 3 months free on Exponential Healthcare, registering in the next week. If you are a new student, then please welcome. There is also a very interesting program. Please and check with our academic advisor, the August promo. You could be able to qualify to receive up to $6,000 in tuition saving. So one of the most important questions that a student should ask before investing time and money in any healthcare program, in any educational program, when I graduate or even before, will I earn income? And because we have this feature now in our and possibility for our student and the future student, the possibility of this platform, the answer is yes. And this is, I think, very important. In less than 6 months, if you're already a student, please again contact the tech support of Exponential Healthcare to see what it takes to be on board. And for the newcomers, again, please check with our admissions. So I would not take more of the time because we have to cover a lot. Welcome to the host again, Kenina Henning, and our special guest, Dr. Rachel Dew.
Dr. Paul, thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Paul. Super excited to be here. It's Kaylina speaking, and we're working on getting our cameras live. So as soon as we figure out the technical difficulties, we'll all be on camera. Again, thank you, Dr. Paul, for your vision and making this a reality. I'm honored to be here and share the incredible platform of Exponential Healthcare. And again, thank you, Dr. Rachel, for being here as our special guest to share your knowledge and experience with all of us. I'm really excited to finally get to talk about exponential healthcare with everyone. Before we begin, I would like to again let everybody know the chat is now working, so you can use that to say hello to everyone and pop your questions into the Q&A chat so that when we get to that portion of the event, we can answer your questions. And then I did want to let everyone know we will send you this recording and the PowerPoint, as well as all of the resources necessary to give you information about how you can join, and our contact information for getting in touch with us. So without further ado, let's get started. So we are here to learn about Exponential Healthcare, this new innovative health and wellness platform, which offers whole person health and wellness solutions through virtual care. Exponential Healthcare is really an opportunity for practitioners to set up their practices in one of the fastest growing fields of medicine today. It's a way for us to return autonomy to clients by teaching, training, and coaching them for optimal health using resources found in digital technology. So today, we will be discussing the concept of Concierge Health, the current market for coaching and the direction the industry is headed, how to optimize your coaching services with Exponential Healthcare, what are the practitioner and client benefits when using the platform, and then the path to becoming a practitioner on the Exponential Healthcare platform. So, Dr. Rachel, thanks again for being here with us today. We've been hearing a lot of buzz around this concept of concierge health. I know that you've had success in adopting this concept within your own practice. We might have some people here today who haven't yet heard about concierge health. Could you explain this to us?
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me, and hi to everyone. I'm so sorry you can't see me quite yet. Hopefully we'll get the video figured out, but hello to everyone joining us from all across the world. When it comes to concierge health, and you'll see a definition up on your screen, but I want to talk it through a little bit because the concept of concierge health is really new. It's still considered an emerging market within healthcare. And a lot of early adopters of the concierge healthcare model are primary care physicians. And what this is typically a package or a membership where the patient pays a set rate, and then essentially that practitioner provides year-long care and oversees their entire health. However, we know as health coaches that one specific primary care physician may not actually be the best person to really manage or oversee a client or patient's care. Typically, this falls best for health coaches. And so with this new concept of concierge healthcare, there's an amazing opportunity for health coaches out there to be early adopters of this and really become leaders within the industry, provide much more impactful and transformative services and support for their clients, as well as so many value adds for their clients. So we'll talk about that a little bit. In coaching, concierge care really provides the client of a coach the person who oversees their care, really almost look at it as if you're the manager, right? And there's so many different resources out there today to get and stay well. And clients that are coming to see you, a health coach, have probably already read blogs, they've read articles, they're watching YouTube videos and social media videos, they're trying recommendations from their friends and family, they're looking up things online, they have a few different apps, maybe a meditation app or a nutrition app. It's so confusing, and quite often all of the information that they're looking up is conflicting. And they really need a health coach to oversee all of their care and be that one sounding board for guidance, support, and really a customized pathway for them to achieve both getting and staying healthy and optimizing their health, right? So this approach focuses on optimizing one's overall well-being to enhance wellness and to avoid future health breakdowns by addressing the root cause, but then also the concept of care, ongoing care, really provides clients with an ongoing pathway that takes into account all of their unique health needs, their lifestyle, their mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and energetic needs. And you, as their coach providing concierge care, offers the support, guidance, education, and also those daily actionable steps needed to modify lifestyle in a balanced and achievable way. So when you're thinking of this concept of concierge health, think of it as well care management, right? We know that Dr. Paul talks quite frequently about how the more traditional Western healthcare system is really sick care. It's a sick care model. And everything that you've learned through Quantum University, everything that Exponential Healthcare will be showing you is really designed to move towards a well care management model. So think of your well care management as a membership that covers an individual's journey to whole person wellness, instead of necessarily seeing a client once or twice a year or once a month. Really thinking of it more of a long-term collaborative relationship that is both helping to identify the root of unwellness and also the path to optimizing wellness, again, in the mind, the body, the heart, the spirit, and the energetic fields. So that is, Kalina, my definition of concierge health.
That's awesome, Rachel. Thank you. We have done the research and we know that there's a great demand for this type of service of concierge health. And so maybe you could tell us a little bit about how coaches can position themselves to meet the demand for concierge health and the value that this brings to their clients.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, I think the first and foremost thing that it really requires adopting a specific mindset, right? It's easy for health coaches to get sucked back into that approach that's very topical, right? Very similar to the sick care model where, a client comes to me with a problem. I'm going to help them find a solution. I'm going to give them the answer. They're going to have a behavior modification and off they go. So we need to really, as a coach, we need to be shifting the mindset further from that topical care model that focuses on one visit equals one behavior modification, as well as really how coaches support clients by offering concierge memberships or packages that provide ongoing support and guidance. This is so that their clients can truly achieve the desired outcomes, which is the whole reason why a client is seeking out a coach in the first place. They want to see results. They want to have the outcome that they're hoping for. And so the concierge model really helps clients to truly get the most out of their investment into care and optimize those positive outcomes, which is, the whole reason, again, that they sought out coaching in the first place. And then, additionally, the value to clients is having that, as I mentioned before, sort of a one resource to consult versus trying to get all of their needs met from multiple places that are often conflicting.
Right. No, that makes a lot of sense, and the market is the analysis there with the market. Hi, everybody, our faces, we're here. So excited to be here. And thank you, Dr. Rachel. It makes a lot of sense. And if we look at the market analysis and what clients are looking for when they go to seek out coaches, Concierge Health is a great concept and service for them. So maybe you could chat with us a little bit about this market analysis, what you see, clients are looking for when they go looking for these type of coaches, and a little bit about how that works.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm going to throw out another term. People may or may not have heard of this term, personalized medicine. And this is a huge trend that is happening in technology. It's happening throughout traditional medical care, alternative, complementary, and holistic. And so personalized medicine or personalized healthcare is really what people are seeking out right now. Consumers, your future clients, are really understanding that their bodies are not exactly the same as their Aunt Nancy who tried XYZ diet or XYZ supplement and it solved it for that person. They're understanding more and more that their bodies are unique, their lifestyle contributes to what they're experiencing or the lack of what they're experiencing, and they really want those personalized solutions. So within the market, we're seeing that people are seeking out coaches to help them achieve those actionable steps, right? In the past, people have just blindly followed what a doctor said. I don't know about you, but, my parents were of a generation that if a doctor said, stand on your head and cough 3 times and do a circle, that will solve it. That's what they did. It was not a place of empowerment. People just did, followed protocols, followed prescriptions. And now people in these younger generations are really stepping into a stronger place of empowerment, and they are researching more. They're seeking resources more that are going to, again, meet their personalized needs. So this is why we're seeing a market preference towards life coaches versus therapy, towards health coaches versus trainers and nutritionists. Because when somebody just gets that prescription, do this exercise, eat this food, take this supplement, without addressing the root cause, the lifestyle modification that needs to be made in the mind, the body, the heart, and the spirit, they're not able to achieve sustainable, lasting, positive results. So our market is getting smarter, and that is actually positioning health coaches in the most optimal position to really help people transform their health, their mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health, as well as to sustain that. And then not just to overcome a specific challenge, but to really live their most ideal, optimal lives, right? I think that people are no longer just wanting to not be sick and depressed. They're really wanting to live their very best life. And they know that health coaches are going to be the resource to help guide them there. The other thing that we're seeing in the market is a huge trend, is corporate wellness coaching and corporate health and wellness benefits, right? These are becoming trends that are attracting talent to companies and having, those really high level employees be loyal and stay and be happy and be productive in their jobs when they're happy and healthy, in all aspects of themselves. So companies are starting to, put dollars behind that. They're starting to do corporate wellness benefits. And this is another area that you can, as a coach, really move beyond a glass ceiling of your time for money and thrive financially while impacting even more people's health transformations. And then we can't not talk about the global pandemic. I think we're all tired of talking about it, but even years from now, this time is going to really define a clear direction and expansion for health coaching. We'll all look back on this as a significant time. And that's because the pandemic has opened up 2 things globally. Number one is that people have gotten used to using technology. Even people who didn't want to adopt it, they were resistant. I don't know, maybe some of you listening experienced this with your grandparents finally learning how to use Zoom so that they could see your face, all the way through people being comfortable doing all of their work from a virtual space and doing virtual meetings. So the global pandemic really expanded the global market as well. People are connecting more across the world because, again, people are getting more comfortable with using technology. And then second of all, the pandemic has really shifted things for people's priorities. We're seeing, globally, everyone was impacted in one way or another, some more significant than others. But I think that collectively, we can really say that the pandemic caused all of us to reevaluate our health, our well-being, our happiness, what we wanted out of life. And so this is creating a really amazing opportunity for health coaches, because people are wanting to create something different in their health and well-being than they've been experiencing up till now. So many people who may not have been seeking a health coach before are suddenly seeking a health coach. And because they're used to seeing, people and doing meetings with people around the globe over Zoom, this means that as a health coach, you now can work with clients literally on every corner of the planet.
Dr. Rasha, I'd like to add to this, and totally agree what you're talking about. After this pandemic, people will look with more interest to their health instead, to try to relate to a medicine with medication, because we saw that it's not necessarily all the time successful. So the attention for health and building your health is I wrote about it. This is very important. There would be like a turn, from this medicine of disease to this medicine of health. Another aspect of what you're talking about is where we differentiate ourselves with exponential healthcare. It's about monitoring what I call scale. Most of the coach out there for lifestyle, I agree with you, will be sick. But what we have here is like we integrate to the platform the digital medicine, the digital smartphone technology, where we can in some way feedback the client where they are with their health, where they are with the exercise, and this phenomenon, this factor of feedback is so important, because it's not just the a coach saying, hey, eat well, be virtuous, and everything will be fine. No, and sometimes I compare this to someone who wants to lose weight, go to see the doctor, and then the doctor never put the client on the scale. And scaling health is a specific attention to what new parameters that we are finding with smartphone technology, like heart rate variability, with lifestyle and others. So that's very important of this feedback, this component that is integrated in this digital platform. And this is where we made the difference. And it's not to talk about, exponential healthcare more than others, but it's unique. What we have created is very unique, because this is part of an integrate part of this platform. So
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And recently I was doing an interview on Bloomberg News, and they were asking, what can people do to optimize their health so that they can avoid getting sick? And those are the types of questions that wouldn't have been asked in mainstream media before the pandemic. So you're absolutely right, Dr. Paul. Even people who would never have in the past paid attention to, how do I avoid getting sick? What do I change in my lifestyle now to avoid getting sick or injured or disease developing? That is now a huge topic. And it's a wonderful thing that we have so much technology, and we're going to go through that today, that really helps people like that to fully optimize their health. Mm-hmm.
Right. I agree. I agree with both of you. And Dr. Paul, you've said it so many times, the doctor of the future will be a doctor that focuses on health potential rather than on disease. And this really, all of this ties into that. And having the Exponential Healthcare platform to be the supporting technology to just make it that much easier. It really is like a turnkey solution for practitioners who are interested in integrating this type of service into their practice. So it's really exciting. We'll get into all of those key features of the platform. But before we do, let's talk a little bit about the coaching industry today. The statistics that we're seeing, it's grown so much in just the last few years. The numbers are pretty extraordinary. And we have a little bit of statistics up here just to give you guys a vision of your role and where you can fit in here in this growing field as it continues to expand. So Dr. Rachel, if you want to fill us in on these statistics that you have for us today.
Yes, definitely. So we have a couple of slides of statistics, and you will be getting a playback of this so you can read each one. So please, I invite you not to struggle with trying to get into the nitty-gritty details of it right now, because what I really want to leave you with all of these statistics is a little bit higher level view of that no matter how many coaches there are out there in the world, and there are quite a few, there is still a radical amount of space within the market. The market continues to grow exponentially and will continue to do so. It's a multi-trillion-dollar market worldwide. And as I mentioned before, because of technology, now you can really step into that global market instead of just being limited to the clients that are within driving distance of your office or within your community. So it's really important to know that the overview here is that the coaching industry is continuing to grow worldwide. It is in high demand, and it is definitely, if you're thinking about, I've heard comments from other coaches or people who are studying saying, well, I don't know, there might be too many coaches out there, or is the market slowing down, or is this going to be a viable business and career for me 5 or 10 years from now? And the answer is absolutely yes. We're going to continue to see growth in the industry globally, through the next 20 years. And it's really, this is, along with, concierge care and personalized medicine, personalized solutions to optimizing health and well-being is really, as Dr. Paul has been saying for many, many years, and has been a very good predictor of it, this is the way that healthcare is moving in the future. And so all of us are just a bit before the curve, and it's really taking off and expanding significantly. So one of the things I do want to quote is from Ancora Inc. The estimated market size of the coaching industry is 15 billion in 2019, with a total of 7.5 billion worth market value in the US alone. And that it was projected to expand 6.7% yearly, but this was really a study that was done right as the pandemic was starting. And so I think you could easily double those projectable numbers because it is growing so quickly globally.
Yeah, and I'm sorry to add something. It's like, credential will be a kind of an important factor that would differentiate as the skill grow between good coach and more competent one, right? So in other words, if you have a proper qualification, you have properly certified, and plus if you target to become also a doctor, natural or integrative medicine or holistic medicine, now you start to make an advantage on the competition. If there's many coach out there, but the one will be qualified, I think they will merge from the crowd. And this is where also Quantum University is kind of ahead, because we already have offered this coaching course, certifying people in digital medicine and teaching them, all this that would be used in the platform. And also we keep in contact with a different association where, as the field will ask more, credential, we're ready for that. So in other words, you would be able to grow. I see it as a professional career, a new player, a game changer, a new player in the healthcare. So, and now, of course, at the beginning, it was the most, you have many people join, but as it goes, this player will be a real professional that will have a role in healthcare. So.
Yeah, so I'd love to add to that, Dr. Paul, because I agree. So basically, coaches, lately have aren't required to have, you can coach without basically having a certification, but what Quantum University has done for the past years is create a training program which gives you the necessary education to get a board certification with liability insurance and coverage. And they've also designed a pathway that would allow you to work as a health coach as you continue your education to higher levels, such as the bachelor's, master's, doctorate, and PhD. And as you health coach, you gain experience as you're growing your education and growing your practice all in one. And it's kind of like the future education, the education of the future, where you're not just textbooks in a classroom, it's building the program into your life so that you can do all of these things at the same time: the education, the gaining experience, the growing the business, and growing your practice. And you can do this with the Exponential Healthcare platform. So it's kind of a really beautiful marry of all of these things, and really increasing the professional standard of the coaching industry, while growing, to higher levels of PhD. So not just stopping at the health coach level, but also obtaining higher level of education and using this really as like the stepping stone to get to that level, and expanding. So I just love everything that you guys have said about that. And so I have a question for you, Dr. Rachel. As an expert, in the coaching industry, you're familiar with our Exponential Healthcare platform because you teach the EH 101 class that actually will train practitioners in how to utilize the platform to build their coaching businesses. You've been in the industry for over 20 years. You know the direction that it's headed, and you're pretty familiar with other platforms out there. So I'd like to talk about the Exponential Healthcare platform and how it compares to others out there, how it's unique, and how it can serve the practitioners.
Yeah, absolutely. So if anyone who's listening looks at their phone right now, you might have like 5 or 6 health apps, a meditation app. I personally, read a lot of articles and blogs and books. I probably have 100 books, stacked up. But it's my job to be at the forefront of knowledge and information, right? That's my job. I'm coaching others, so I have to do the studying. But for an individual, that's a lot of work. People come to coaches so that we can guide them. And, it's important to have one platform that addresses all of the needs, right? If we're asking clients to, go here and track your health data, then share that information, go get this blood work over here. I need this over here, go read this article, go do this exercise. It's just too much, and it becomes imbalanced, right? It causes more stress and more work, which doesn't lead to optimal health. It becomes so much work for a client to get and stay healthy that one of two things can end up happening pretty easily. They get discouraged and they don't have the resources to be able to do the actionable steps on a daily basis to make a change. And then they get frustrated and they just quit. They stop being your client, they drop off, you end up losing them. Or on the flip side, clients can really easily become all or nothing mentality, right? And that's also not healthy. I had a client once that went from emotional eating to emotional starving. Well, did she lose the weight she wanted to? Absolutely. But she caused other problems because she didn't address the core or the root of it on a daily basis in her life. And so having one platform that literally aggregates everything that somebody needs to get and stay healthy under one virtual roof is a game changer. The other thing is that it provides you as a coach with the ability to monitor what your clients are doing, what's working for them, what's not working for them. You're able to really, from a digital perspective, handhold them through an experience without having to be there and see them every single day, right? It gives you the ability to have that layer of support in a way that is effective for your own time management, but deeply impactful for your client. So, yes, as you were saying, Kalina, I am very familiar. I'm kind of a technology nerd. I have every wearable device you can probably imagine. I have all different types of health technology because it's, it's really where we're moving to, is this concept of digital medicine, of remote patient monitoring, of personalized medicine, really curating, using technology to curate a custom pathway for an individual. And that's exactly what Exponential Healthcare does. And it does it in a way that no other platform does, right? There are other platforms or other apps, there's other wearables that might do one sliver, but in order to aggregate everything together in one place, a health coach would have to have their clients doing 20 or 30 separate things and learning 20 or 30 separate technologies instead of just opening up an app in one place. So that's really what defines it. Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things is that it's kind of everything under one umbrella. It's a great service to the practitioners for sure. And so we've kind of just been discussing it this whole conversation, but technology has definitely shifted not just the coaching industry, but healthcare in general, increased accessibility, expanding the market to people all across the world, advanced care through technology tools, smartphone devices. Everybody has a phone, mostly everybody has a phone that you can easily track data with. So all of these things being taken into consideration, maybe we should take some time to discuss the trends and then how we can adopt them. And then after that, we'll be talking a little bit about the platform itself and all the services.
Yeah, perfect. Well, I mean, we're definitely seeing the trends leaning more into the digital space, not away. Some people thought or were predicting that, hey, once we move past the pandemic or get into a more stable place, everyone's going to revert back. And that's not what we're seeing. Globally, the trend is that many companies are continuing and intend to continue permanently, either completely, allowing employees to work from home or hybrid. Right. So we are not going to see this digital space go away. We're going to see it continue to expand.
Right.
Yeah. And so with people working virtually from home, this actually increases the demand for corporate wellness even more, because what we're seeing is, believe it or not, you would think, hey, people are working from home. They don't have a commute. So there's more time in the day, they can have more self-care and balance. And what we're actually seeing is kind of the opposite, is that people are actually working longer hours, taking less breaks, sitting and eating in front of their computer and becoming less well, but they're very used to working from home. So companies are, expanding their corporate wellness and are continuing, that trend. And obviously, as I mentioned before, people have gotten really accustomed to seeing doctors and therapists. I was talking to a therapist recently who's one of my colleagues, and she said, I'm not even going to bother going back to seeing clients in person. There's no point to it whatsoever. She said, 99% of my clients, even the ones that are older and not technically savvy, are wanting to have the convenience of just popping online instead of having to come into my office.
Right. Yeah. And I love what you said about the corporate wellness, because I think that we really need to serve those people that are working at home, right? They're working those long hours and giving them an incentive to stay well and working with companies to do that. And that's like a huge market because, like you said, people are working from home. It's going to continue. There's the hybrid. It's easier. Companies don't have to pay for like a brick and mortar. So we're seeing a lot of that activity. And as somebody who works from home, sometimes it's like good to have that incentive to stay healthy and be active. And there's a lot of fun features on Exponential Healthcare platform, like the challenges and stuff that could get the whole company involved. So that's a little bit of different coaching. You don't really hear about that a lot. So I do think it's a awesome thing to think about for practitioners interested in kind of servicing corporate wellness accounts. You don't really hear about that a lot.
Yes, and there's a huge demand for it. I think one thing to like just a little tip to be realistic about corporate wellness programming is that might take a little bit longer, essentially like a sales cycle to get a corporate account versus just a one-on-one client. But I highly recommend that coaches lean into that and do dedicate some of their time to curating those types of client relationships with corporate accounts, because they're very financially beneficial. They're super easy to service in an impactful way, utilizing the Exponential Healthcare platform, which once you go through some of the features, they'll probably understand that a little bit more. But yeah, it really offers an amazing way to expand your private practice.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, well, we've been speaking a lot about the emerging trends and emerging technology. It's time to get into the new turnkey solution of Exponential Healthcare and discuss the services that it brings to the table. So really excited to be sharing this information. I've fortunately been able to be on the platform, to see it firsthand, to experience it, to, really plug into it. And it's super exciting information that you get that's already pre-existing. So one of the services which I love is custom health programs. The platform offers the ability to actually create your own custom health programs that you can use for multiple clients. So if you create a program specifically for one person, later on, if you have a client that could benefit from that program, you can reuse it. And there's also like pre-existing programs that were created by field experts and available for professional use. So that's already within the platform. They have hundreds of classes, hundreds of articles, news articles, and content available for your clients, as well as for yourself to use as a resource. So I really like that part of the service. And second, something that
Paulina,
we've been
do you mind if I actually jump in before you go on?
Yes, of course.
I want to talk about that a little bit because, I use the platform, and in clinical practice, it has been a game changer for both me and my clients. And, I love creating protocols with all of my education and my background. Obviously, if I'm working with someone who has diabetes or depression or any other health issues, or even just a lifestyle factor, like a lot of stress in their life and they need to meditate. I can't tell you over the years how many times I'm writing up protocols and recommendations and saying the same thing over and over and over to clients. And I love the custom health programs section because, there's classes in there and full programs that I can already just refer my clients to and say, hey, take the stress management program, on the platform, or I can add my own, and then it's one and done. I don't have to constantly be telling people the same information. It's already all in there for them. So it makes the administrative aspects of really helping people transform their lives so much less of a heavy lift for me as a practitioner, and so much more impactful, right? I can get those tools and resources into my clients' hands instantaneously.
Yeah, it's a really innovative platform, and it's an amazing service to both the practitioner and client. So I love that feature. I think it's super awesome because you don't really see a lot of platforms like telehealth platforms where you can actually build a custom program that's like including classes, lessons, your own information, and then being able to use it. And actually, you can build quizzes within each lesson, and it'll actually track whether or not your client completed it. So you're able to track if they're actually doing like what you're recommending them to do. So I think that that's really cool. That goes into the client data history, being able to track client health and progress and increase positive outcomes with advanced data tracking capabilities. So we have the wearable devices of the Garmin, MyZone, Fitbit, Apple Watch, and HeartMath, which it will track when you connect those devices. It can actually track and monitor your client's data, all of the historical data, as well as the data in the assessments. And then again, if they are completing lessons, if they're taking the quizzes, it'll actually show you that they're doing all of these things. And that you use that history and that data to make recommendations to them, right? And you can actually see like water consumption, their nutrition, their sleeping, their exercise, and things like that. So these are all of the health parameters that are so important to know and understand to make meaningful recommendations to clients. You want to jump in, Dr. Rachel, or should I move
No,
on?
I absolutely love that, right? Because as a practitioner, a lot of times we're making recommendations and we don't know if it's falling on deaf ears in the sense of, is it getting implemented? And this is a loop that I've fallen into in the past before I was using this technology platform, is sometimes you'd be working with a client and, you would make a specific recommendation and they would just sort of, yeah, okay, I'll do that. Then weeks later, you see them again, they haven't done it yet. And you kind of get stuck in this loop of just having conversations over and over and over about why they're not doing something, versus really being able to empower them to take small steps. And this way you can see everything and say, hey, I saw that, you started doing that yoga we talked about. Great job. Now maybe we add this, because as a coach, we can sometimes overwhelm a client with too many next steps to do. And then they just stop doing everything, or maybe we're not challenging them enough. This gives us that real life data on a daily basis. We can see, we don't have to look at the data every day. I tend to review clients once a week. It's built into my Concierge Health pricing and package. So, I'll review data once a week and then make some recommendations based on how much of what they're actually doing they're accomplishing, and not overwhelm them. Maybe tone it back. Oh, hey, it sounds like maybe some of the recommendations were a little too time consuming. Would it be easier if we did only X, Y, and Z instead? Let's make an adjustment. So you're really able to meet your client where they are.
Yeah, and it's super custom to their needs, and you're able to see the health tracking and so are they. So you're able to kind of have a conversation about what's happening rather than just, like a one-way street. It's really a collaboration, which is a beautiful thing, which is, the democratization of healthcare and what we're talking about bringing the autonomy back to the client. So it's a huge helping hand in the Exponential Healthcare platform. And so we'll talk about the reporting and analytics, because it's quite incredible, the technology embedded in the platform. It identifies problem areas to educate, teach clients, and populate all of the articles, videos, and programs based on the client's information. So there's a profile that they would create and fill out that is going to take information about all types of different things: their height, their weight, their nutritional preferences, their workout, their level of activity, and then just their overall interests and preferences of what they're interested in learning more about, what types of workouts they would be interested. And based on all of the information that they fill out in their profile, the Exponential Healthcare platform will actually take that and make recommendations for like what courses and everything will show up on their profile. So it kind of is a helping hand in that. Like, of course, you can make your own recommendations as their coach, but in filling out the profile on the platform, it is going to take all of that information and also make recommendations for you. So Dr. Rachel, I think you're getting excited over there, because it's like
yes, I mean, this is where, machine learning and artificial intelligence is melding deeper and deeper and becoming more interconnected with even traditional Western medicine. And holistics, complementary and alternative, and it's beautifully reflected here. The Exponential Healthcare platform is incredibly innovative. So for example, when your client, and I absolutely love this, when your client fills out that information, they don't have to fill out everything, but right, the more information they give, the more the machine learning, artificial intelligence that drives the platform gets to know them and will push out recommendations. And I love, love, love using this example. It's a personal example from my own health. So I uploaded my blood work My A1C, my glucose, always fantastic. I eat really clean, I exercise, I meditate, healthy lifestyle, but I also uploaded my DNA. Well, in my DNA, I have a predisposition in my genetics for type 2 diabetes. Instantly, the platform recognized that risk and doesn't wait for me to develop high glucose, high A1C, or develop type 2 diabetes before it starts to make recommendations. Instantly, the machine learning grabs that and starts pushing out information, articles, classes, education on, modifying your lifestyle and your diet so that you can reverse your risk. Additionally, it will automatically make some nutritional recommendations. So as a practitioner, you kind of can create this concierge care where the machine learning and artificial intelligence, as well as all of the content, classes, programs, nutrition plans, fitness plans, work as your other care team member, right? And so you're collaborating with the platform to really bring this concierge model to supporting your clients. And I know you're about to jump into the workout module. Do you mind if I kind of preface it by,
no, go ahead. I know that we were moving on to this next part, which is an add-on to what you're saying. So definitely.
Yeah, I get really excited about this because it's a game changer. As a doctor, I don't always have time to sit with a patient or sit with a client if I'm health coaching. And, I might say, hey, doing yoga or meditating would really be an excellent thing for you to explore in reducing stress and optimizing your health. But I don't necessarily have the time then to sit with them, teach them how to meditate, be with them on a daily basis, leading them through a meditation, but the platform has all of that. And specifically the workout programs and also the nutrition programs are specific to that individual. It's not like saying, hey, it's keto, it's paleo, it's vegan, it's vegetarian. That's just one element of personalization, but the machine learning artificial intelligence custom curates a workout plan for that individual. So whether that's somebody who has had a stroke and their level of fitness is stretching or doing chair yoga, all the way through someone who is maybe a recently retired professional athlete and wants to continue that level of fitness and everything in between. And our, workouts, as a practitioner, I absolutely love this. Again, I don't have the time to show everyone, of my clients, the specific exercises and how to do it in proper alignment. But on the platform, every exercise they get delivered in their workout has a little button they can click and they can see and read how to do it in proper alignment so they don't injure themselves. So that's something that I absolutely love about the workouts in particular.
Yeah, and I would like to add that, the workout and the nutrition modules that are generated and recommended, these are all built by professionals in the field. So you don't have, and there's a PAR-Q and a wellness assessment that will actually ask certain questions to make sure they're not at risk when doing any of these recommended programs or eating these certain meals. So I think it's really beautiful because it's like you said, there are all of the different levels of physical activity, as well as like so many different, over 3,600 different meals and meal plan preferences that were generated by field experts. So if you don't have that workout or nutrition kind of background to where you're comfortable in making those recommendations based on your client's profile in the platform, it will actually be able to do that for you. And you can rest assured that these are going to be really good recommendations that are coming from leading experts in the field that have that nutrition education and that workout education, like actual trainers, professional trainers, and like she said, at the professional level. So there are all different levels, and it'll actually give them options to choose from. So it's going to tell you what you can do, but you can select which option from like a list of maybe 4 or 5 things. So I think that that's really awesome too, because, a lot of our quantum students, quantum health coaches, we don't have that nutrition background. And with this platform, it actually allows you to offer that type of service within your coaching offerings. So I think that I love that.
Yeah. And for those who do also have other certifications, like for example, I'm also certified as a yoga instructor. And so on my platform, I can create my own, yoga classes. I can turn off any of the classes or content that is there and accessible. Maybe I don't want certain things to be shown. Maybe, I'm a wholly plant-based practitioner. And so I don't want any nutrition plans that have any meats in them, for example, or animal products. You can turn off what you want and turn your own on, or just solely focus on certain aspects of content as well.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because there's so much we're talking about a few of the key features, but there's so much functionality built into the platform. It truly is customizable to what you, the practitioner, or what your client is looking for. And there's just different levels. And so you can definitely book an appointment if you have specific questions about how your business can use Exponential Healthcare platform. And I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of our students already about this, because everybody practices in a little bit of a different way. It's not one box fits all, and this is a really customizable platform. So I think that in and of itself is a great service and feature of the platform. And then the on-demand streaming service. So we've kind of talked a little bit about that, where your clients will have access to all of this information, all of these materials, a full library of industry expert-led classes, videos, customizable programs that will be available to them 24/7. And I know, Dr. Rachel, you talk about this in EH 101 and how this really allows for scalability, because you don't have to exchange time for really, money and revenue, because you have this platform filling in the gaps between those sessions with you and your clients, and offering them the support. Like you said, you don't have to teach them how to meditate or sit in on them. You can actually have them complete a course or a tutorial video or a program, and then you can meet with them afterward to make recommendations and talk about the experience and all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. All while, having a membership fee that's being paid every month. And so that really helps to avoid that pitfall that so many coaches fall into in their business, which is like the radical ups and downs, right? Your clients go on vacation in the summer and there goes your income. Or, obviously there's going to be natural cycles of busy times and not so busy times. And, this really helps guide your clients to having ongoing support and that concierge feeling, right? And that personalized medicine support, while also generating more sustainable revenue for you as a coach, which, again, helps you break that glass ceiling of exchanging time for money, because there's only so many hours and also so much energy that we can provide support. So it allows us to help more people.
Yes. Yeah. So awesome. We're going to be jumping into the Q&A portion of the event very shortly. We're just going to quickly go through. Dr. Rachel is going to share with us 3 tips to transforming your virtual practice experience. And so I'm really excited for you to just share a little bit about, you've been sharing your knowledge, you've shared your experience, and now we have actual tips to help you in building your practice.
Yes.
So tip number 1. Yeah.
Yes. I could give you guys a lot of tips. Remember, keep in mind, this isn't one of the tips, but this is important to keep in mind. Whether you're a therapist, whether you're a health coach, whether you're a, traditional MD, if you're going into private practice, it's building a business. And so you have to have the skill set and the knowledge and the experience to be an excellent coach, but you also have to focus on building a sustainable business in a way that is balanced and aligned with your personal values. So that being said, tip number 1, create a business plan that includes a budget for your time, energy, and resources. When I talk about resources a lot, I'm talking about technology. You want to practice proactive and intentional approaches to time management, money management, technology management, and energy management. Really taking this intentional step ahead of time to set your practice up ahead of time in a way that is going to financially thrive. It's going to help you energetically thrive. You're going to feel more fulfilled, more impactful. It will pay you back 1,000-fold long-term. So definitely build it a good solid foundation in that way. Tip number 2 is for virtual coaching. Be sure to create a professional and separate workspace. I cannot reiterate the importance of this one enough. As you can see behind me, this is my professional space. I'm fortunate enough when I'm working from home to have a full office that's just dedicated. We don't all have that space available. It could be a little corner outside on a patio, it can be a corner of a room, but really allocate one specific place, have it be and look and feel professional, not only for your clients and their perception and feeling safe and comfortable, but also for your mental health. When you're coaching virtually, it's easy to get sucked into having that space become all of your space and coaching everywhere. You want to really keep that in one specific place. And so, also practice conducting sessions virtually to get comfortable, not only with the technology, but also the coaching model that you use in coaching and, the type of coaching support. So, hopefully a lot of you will be integrating exponential healthcare into your practice. There's just so many benefits. I would never practice without it personally, but that's going to take a little time to get set up. You're going to have to take some time to set up your virtual workspace at home, to get comfortable with that virtual coaching. How does that feel in the space? How do you transition between note taking and chatting? I talk a lot about these things in the EH 101 course, but virtual coaching is definitely just as effective, sometimes in some cases even more effective, because people are more relaxed in their home environment. They feel safer. They feel that they can more easily open up, but it will take time and, commitment to getting comfortable with, a new virtual business. So that's tip number 2.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tip number 3, you can have your administrative time eat up all of your other time. And I don't know about you guys, but I did not become a coach to be an administrator. I became a coach to be a healer. And I want the majority of my time to be spent really impacting people's health and not doing data entry or administration. So use technology to reduce administrative time, increase automation, and maximize your time and earning potential through programs and group coaching, and find technology that will do part of your job for you, which is exactly what Exponential Healthcare does. It's like having a digital personal assistant and also like a full concierge care team built into your practice. It will have a radical positive impact for your clients, but also reduce the workload for you. And then you can be spending your time really on the things that you're most passionate about.
Right. Thank you. Those are some amazing tips. And so we are about to enter the Q&A portion of the event. So we have a lot of questions here. So I'm just gonna give me a minute to open them up, and we're gonna start answering some questions. Okay. So it looks like we have 17 questions. So I'm going to start from the very beginning. Christina Kent is asking if the platform is live and where do we schedule an appointment to have a closer look at the capabilities? So I can answer this one, and I will let you know that we are going to be sending an email that has the appointment calendar for Exponential Healthcare support. It is a part of our alumni services. So Quantum University, we have an alumni association. If you are an alumni already, please go ahead and sign up. It's Quantum, let me see, it's Quantum World, the QUAA, quantumworld.com, I believe. But again, we're going to be sending all of this to you guys. Yeah, quantumuniversity.world is our Alumni Association website. So there you can find all of the information about becoming a member and gaining access to Exponential Healthcare. After this Q&A portion, I'm going to go through the steps to joining and what the requirements are. Exponential Healthcare platform is designed for professionals, so you do have to have a certain level of education and credential to join. And we will talk about that. So I hope that answered your question. Okay, so the next question, let me see. So, sorry, we have quite a bit. Do we have so okay, so one says, Michelle Killebrew, is there a function in this platform that can flag pharmaceutical medications that might have interactions with herbs and supplements? I don't think that, did Dr. Rachel?
No, there is not that feature. However, I wrote, for example, on my platform, I did write a blog specifically listing the most common interactions that people want to avoid. And I published that as an article that gets sent out as a high priority delivery to all of my platform clients. And so that's the way that I get that information out to them. I wish it did. I wish there was some kind of resource. Unfortunately, there's no money from pharmaceuticals to create that kind of a database. And obviously, as more holistically focused practitioners, it's our job to try to do that educating. But unfortunately, there isn't a ton of information out there on that. Yeah, so as practitioners, we have to do that research, and we need to flag that when any of our clients are listing medications that they're taking before we make any recommendations.
Right. Okay, so we have a couple of questions about finances. One is, does EH use Square Up? And two is they're asking about the cost for practitioners and cost for clients. So would you like me to answer, or do you want to go ahead and take that one? It's just about
Yeah,
kind
do you
of
mind
finance.
answering that one?
No, not at all. So the financial dashboard uses Stripe. So we don't use Square Up. The service that they use for finances is going to be a Stripe. So you would create a Stripe account. It's free. And then you just connect that to your bank account, and that will do all your financial transactions between you and your clients. And the other one was about membership fees. So practitioners can gain access through the Alumni Association of, if you want to be a practitioner on Exponential Healthcare, the cost is $99 monthly. And that comes with the gold membership of the Alumni Association. There are a lot of other benefits to this gold membership, but number one is definitely going to be the access to the Exponential Healthcare platform. So that is access to your turnkey business solution, $99 monthly. And then every client that you bring on, it would be a minimum charge of $10 monthly per client. So we recommend for a client at the very base, the very bottom would be like $20 monthly, $20 membership fee. And then that's just at the very bottom. You can customize your packages to include whatever it is you want as far as your services or what this $20 membership includes. That the membership could be $30, $40, $50, $60, up to $500, depending on what you're including. If it's a certain duration of time, again, it's very customizable. I know that Dr. Rachel talks about this a lot because it's a good question to talk about services and how to price out your services as well as your packages. And this is included in the EH 101 class that is also given to you free with your $99 gold membership.
And
so I don't know if you want to speak to that a little bit, Dr.
Yeah, so I'll give an example as well. One of the wonderful things that practitioners get to do on Exponential is it will look like your own platform. It'll be custom branded for you. It'll look like your private practice, your logo, your colors, but you can also have different groups. So for example, I'm very passionate about accessibility, and obviously my time as a practitioner is worth a certain amount. And I wish I could also help more people, but there's that accessibility issue where a lot of people cannot afford necessarily that one-on-one coaching. So I have one group, for example, that I don't incorporate any coaching. It's just the turnkey platform membership, and that's less expensive. And so it's more accessible. It's a way that I can still support people through the content and through the platform. And they can have access to the content that I'm adding as well, but it doesn't eat up my time. And then I have a Concierge Health membership that includes a certain amount of care, so I charge more for that. And then I have other group that's specifically for corporate wellness. And those programs, vary depending on what, some companies will want you to do health coaching just for their executive team and then offer group coaching for all of the employees plus the platform, or maybe it's a different kind of combination. And so you can set that up, obviously, with whatever the specific company's needs are, and that can be a separate group. So you're able to add as many different and separated groups as you want, and they can be different prices.
Awesome. So we have an anonymous question asking about how secure is the health info here?
I love that. Thank you. Whoever asked that, thank you so much for asking that. So everything on the platform is completely, all of the personal health data and communication is completely HIPAA compliant. Even though health coaches legally are not required to follow HIPAA, we just always believe that that's the highest level of ethical standards in practice, and that we should adopt it anyway, even though we're not legally required. So let's say you send a client a message on the platform or through the platform, it will text them and email them, hey, log into your platform, you have a message from your practitioner. It will not deliver that outside because that would be a violation of the HIPAA. All of their content, all of their health data and information, they actually have to click a HIPAA release form to allow you to see it in great detail, so that it's also, HIPAA compliant. Everything that is happening in your groups are completely unique to you. No one else is able to log in and see your client data, for example. So it's completely secure. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. That's a good question. Okay, I have a couple of questions about asking if you can you coach yourself actually and see if the program works, like try it out for yourself. And also, can we start accepting clients and earn while we take our courses? If so, how would we approach that? So I would be happy to answer those questions. The first one is yes, you can definitely use the platform for yourself. When you join as a gold member, we give you 1 month free. So anybody who inquires, when we send out the information, you can email in to us at support@exponentialhealthcare.com, and we can give you a 30-day free trial coupon. Now I'm going to go over the requirements, because before you use that coupon, you want to make sure that you qualify. You need to be qualified to get on the platform, which I'll go through the steps. Actually, I can pull it up here so you guys can take a look at that. So these are the steps of how to get started. A lot of our questions are asking about this, so I'll just put that up while I talk. But number one is yes, you'll get access to the platform for 30 days and you can test it, try it out for yourself. And number two questions, can we start accepting clients and earn while we take our courses? The answer is yes. However, you do have to have, at the very minimum, a health coach, have graduated a health coach program. So right now, Dr. Paul mentioned it in the very beginning, this August for new students, we are enrolling, you would get the Exponential Health Coach program free. So you can take it, complete it in as little as 6 months. And once you graduate that program, you then are considered an alumni and would qualify to join, to be on the platform as an exponential healthcare practitioner. So at that point, you would be able to start working and building your business and taking on clients. The the vision of Quantum University's Exponential Healthcare platform is really to have professional practitioners and elevating the level of education and professional standard for health coaches. And then doing this as you're continuing your PhD. So the answer is yes, but you have to finish your health coach program first, and then you can work on the platform as you continue your education and take more courses. So I hope that makes sense.
And can you won't comment about if a student is already registered, it's
Yes.
the same. But most of the time we previously have provide the coaching course. So can you explain that route too? Both sides.
Okay, so yeah, so if you already have a health coach program, or if you're already a student in the curriculum, you may qualify for Exponential Healthcare, so you can reach out to us. If you're already an alumni, you just need to join the Alumni Association as the gold member to gain access. Quantum Health Coach students, this is one of the questions too. Quantum Health Coach students, you are eligible to receive Exponential Healthcare program so that you can join the platform. So you can reach out to us about that as well. But basically the steps for joining Exponential is, number one, you have to be a QU alumni. So you will have had to have graduated from a health coach program, a bachelor's, master's, or PhD at Quantum University. With that level of education, you can apply to the Alumni Association to get access to Exponential. Two other requirements that you need to hold before being on the platform is that you have to have obtained board certification and liability insurance. You need to have coverage, protecting yourself when you're working with clients, to be on the platform and offering these type of services, making all of these recommendations. So you can submit your proof of board certification and liability insurance to us for review, and then we will build your organization on the platform. So it's, there are steps to being Exponential Healthcare qualified, and all you have to do is get in touch with our Alumni Services Department. We have Exponential Healthcare mentors, not just to help you get on the platform, but also to help you when you're on the platform in learning all of the features. We've created a tutorial series to take you through step-by-step how to build your business there. We have Dr. Rachel's EH 101 course, which goes even further in depth. But like she said, it takes some time to get familiar with the technology, with the space, and with implementing this into your practice. So with that being said, let's see if all of the questions were kind of connected to this. How do you get started? Let me find a couple of other questions. So Victoria is saying, I'm already a certified holistic health coach and certified functional nutrition counselor from other education programs. So would I then qualify for board certification and liability insurance? Well, the answer is yes. If you have board certification and liability insurance, you can submit them to be approved, but you also have to have completed a program at Quantum University. You have to be an alumni to join. So that answers that question. Let's find a question for Dr. Rachel. Let's see. So we've heard a lot about the features to support clients in the physical domain. How does EH help support clients specifically in the spiritual, mental, and emotional domains?
Love it. Great question. So, as we are all taught, being educated through Quantum University, it's much more not a focus specifically on the physical domain, but mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and energetic as well. And so first and foremost, we have all of our programs are sorted by mode, meaning mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual. And what does the content go into? And we make recommendations from the machine learning, artificial intelligence based on those 4 sections. On the platform, energy and spirituality is just merged into one because sometimes people don't understand the difference. But it pushes out content that is mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and energetic. You also have the ability to add your own content. So, for example, you might want to turn off Exponential Healthcare's emotional clearing method technique, or meditation class, or energy healing class, and you might want to turn on yours instead. You have the ability to customize that, but everything is constantly calling the client's awareness into a whole person care model, meaning addressing not just the physical domain, but the mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic as well. And that's what that is truly unique about the Exponential platform versus something else. I mean, if you go to MindCalm, that's meditation. Then you go to Alo Yoga and you can take some virtual yoga classes. Then you go to Beachbody and you can take some fitness, right? Everything is very disjointed. And so having this one place where you get a whole person approach in mind, body, heart, spirit, and energy is so incredibly impactful.
Awesome. Good question. Okay. Last one is it within the scope of our practice to recommend certain exercises? Do we have to have separate certifications to use the workout module, like being certified in yoga?
Yep. That's a really great question. You cannot, as a coach, the legal parameters of practice are within your area of expertise. So legally, you can coach on anything that you have expertise in. So for example, if you were a certified health coach and also a certified yoga instructor, obviously you would have the legal parameters of practice to be able to make specific recommendations for certain yoga poses, for example. If you do not, then you would be best left to allow the machine learning, artificial intelligence to provide that. The platform itself has all of that type of content. The workout programs are designed, but for example, if you are not certified as a physical therapist or a yoga therapist, you wouldn't want to tell a client who has a knee injury specifically how to rebuild and strengthen that knee injury. You would want the system to be able to answer that, because it is designed by people who are credentialed within those specific arenas. So you wouldn't want to make that modification.
Right. Perfect. Okay. Last one. This is the last one.
I love questions.
I know we've had a lot of really great questions, but I think we should move it along because we'll end at about 12:30 here. This is a good one too. Is there a limit in terms of storage bytes and how much data we have associated with a client on the platform? Can we add as many assessment forms, lab results, visit notes, etc. as needed? And so I think it's kind of like a twofer, because she's kind of asking about the whole notes thing as well, which I think a lot of students look at Exponential and they're kind of looking at it as a replacement maybe for their client management systems, which we've talked about this, Dr. Rachel, but it's really not meant to replace like the note keeping and like the EMR types of services. It's a wellness platform. So maybe you could speak a little bit to that question.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're able to create different forms and you can send those out, whether it's, an intake form and release form. I have those combined into one, so I don't have to electronically paper my clients. You can create as many of those types of different forms as you would like. You can create health assessments, online quizzes or questionnaires, or follow-up protocols that you send out electronically. Like I was sort of saying before, it's great if you have a specific protocol for, gut health, improving gut health. You can create that in the platform and then you can send it off to, different clients who it's appropriate for, instead of having to recreate that over and over again. As far as, note-taking and, essentially client records, you have unlimited messaging back and forth. You have the ability to be able to take some notes, but it isn't an EMR. It isn't, replacement for every single piece of technology. It's primarily, your central hub. And the most important thing is it's the central hub for the client experience.
Yeah, it's a wellness platform. So note keeping and like in regards to like data storage, it doesn't really work like that, right? With like loading data. You have unlimited data as far as like your assessments and stuff, but for client notes, I'm referring to that would be like done separately.
Yeah. And I mean, you can, that's something like I personally do my session notes. I still like to do my session notes by hand. I like the feel of paper. And so I'll jot them down or I'll do them electronically and keep them in, a locked file on my computer.
Yeah.
So that's, but everybody has different preferences of how they're taking notes, but the platform is really a wellness platform that's focused on whole person health and really the delivery of your care. So it's not necessarily going to replace every single software that you use to manage your business.
Right. Okay, well, those were some awesome questions. We went over a lot of information. Again, we're going to be sending out this PowerPoint, the recording, additional resources outlining how to join Exponential Healthcare. Here is our contact information, support@exponentialhealthcare.com. You can go to exponentialhealthcare.com, the website, and fill in the contact form there. It'll come directly to our Exponential Healthcare support team, which is a part of Alumni Services. If you do decide to register by August 11th, we will give you 3 months free of the access to the gold membership. So that's for alumni. If you are an alumni now and you're able to register, you can reach out to us before August 11th. And as a kind of webinar special, we'll give you 3 months free so that you can do that testing and you can get a feel for the platform and all of the resources available and just, give it a good experience, and we'll be happy to help you. So thank you so much, Dr. Rachel, for joining us today. And thank you very much, Dr. Paul, for creating this opportunity for everybody and bringing this vision to reality. I appreciate you both. And thank you, everybody who attended today. Had a great time speaking with you and look forward to working with you in the future. Please reach out by phone or email. We are really excited to talk to you about your unique needs and how Exponential Healthcare can help you to build your business. So I look forward to hearing from you, and thank you, everyone. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rachel.
Bye.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Paul.
you.